Today we're going to have a short tutorial on how to use pie charts correctly. Now, pie charts are something that are coming up a little bit more often in, well, the newer functional skills tests. What they're basically, we've got a few charts. We've got like your bar charts, your line charts. The pie chart is used to show percentages. So it does have its uses, but how do we create one properly? Now, because I'm on an interactive whiteboard, I have imported my nice little pie chart over here just to make it a little bit easier so you can see it and I can actually draw on it. Now, what we've got to understand is if you've got the full pie chart like this, that is equal to 100%. When you've got just a blank pie chart, okay, 100%, that's the main part. Now I am going to have to keep scrubbing little bits out, so just bear with me a minute. So, if we had our pie chart cut in half, and again I do apologise for the lack of a ruler on this, but hopefully when you come to create yours they'll look a little bit more accurate than this. So that's got to go through the centre of the circle. Now what this means is we've got 50% on one side and 50% on the other side. Yeah, easy enough so far, and it stays just about as easy as that. If we cut this 50% into 2 bits, we've now got 25% in each of these. So you can kind of see a pie chart almost coming together already. Now, a couple of issues that we have is if we were looking for 10%, how do we split this up into 10 different sections? And it can be quite tricky at first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrub my scrappy drawings out here. And we're going to look at how we can very accurately make a pie chart. So, like we've said, full thing, so full circle is equal to 100%. And we know that a full circle also has 360 degrees. That's how many, if we pull up my protractor here, if I can find it. So we can see here, for half the circle, that's 180 degrees. So for the full circle, that's 360 degrees. Oops, just move that out of the way a minute. So, how much is 1%? So what we can do is very similar to actually working out percentages. We can take our 360 and divide that. Divide that by 100. Now, always remember, when you're doing functional skills tests, you are always allowed to use a calculator, so don't feel the need to try and do all these sums in your head. You're more than welcome to use a calculator. It does make it a lot easier and a lot quicker. So that gives us 3.6. Let's run out of space right down here. So 3.6, that is equivalent to 1%. So, on this pie chart, if I wanted to, I don't know, find 17%, so a bit of an awkward number, what I could do is take that 3.6, multiply it by 17 to get 61.2. Oops. Scribble that out and try that again. Multiply by 17, jog my memory, 61.2. Now what this tells us is to demonstrate 17% on a pie chart, we need that to be 61.2 degrees. So let's pull this protractor back in quickly and see just how easy this is to use. Let's just line it up a minute. There we go. Oop. There we go. Close enough. So we can line it up to the top. Pull my pen out. So if we're going to go from here, we're wanting to find where 61.2 degrees is, sorry. You can look at these numbers on the outside here. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we know we're going to be roughly up that way. Now let's see if I can get this. Like I say, I apologise for how scruffy my writing is. Oops, that's not drawn for some reason. There we go. Now obviously, when you're doing it on paper, or if you're doing it on the computer, you'd be wanting to be a little bit more accurate, but you can get the general gist of it. So, that shows us that this angle here is 61 degrees. Now that is rough, because we're using obviously this protractor on here, which isn't exactly accurate, but it's close enough for what we need at the moment. So what this will then show you is that this is 17%. And that's all there is to it. It's easy as that. I mean, once you're doing that at first, obviously, if you've never done them before, it can be quite difficult to get used to. But you've just got to remember the basic steps. Divide 360 by 100 to find 1%. And then 1% multiplied by whatever percentage you're looking for. And that'll show you the angle that you need to draw. Now, next, the final step and the most important step is to always try and be as accurate as possible. Obviously, when we're doing this tutorial here, I'm not using rulers and I'm barely using the protractor to do this. So just make sure you're measuring everything twice, just make it as accurate as possible. And that's all there is to it. If you've got any questions whatsoever on pie charts, please leave a comment in the box below. But this is the end of our short tutorial.